From the Farmers Branch City Hall, this is the Council Recap here on FBTV. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jeff Brady, your Director of Communications, and we're here reviewing the City Council meeting held Tuesday, September 20th, here at your City Hall. And in Council Recap, we're bringing you a concise summary of the agenda and the votes taken, and in the next few minutes, hopefully providing just a little more context on the items discussed and the action taken. Now, during the ceremonial portion of the meeting, our newly promoted Fire Chief Daniel Latimer was recognized for his 15 years of service with the City of Farmers Branch, as well as his appointment, his official appointment, to the position of Fire Chief. And I got a chance to visit with him in the lobby right after that ceremony.
Yeah, it feels amazing, to be honest with you, Jeff. I'm still just speechless what we just went through, but for our fire department, more than for me. Our fire department's the best in the world. I keep saying that over and over and over, and I know everybody applauds it, but we truly believe that. They are the best. So for our fire department, for our city, I'm just really excited. And it wouldn't be possible that all the people that I work with, it's a team. We believe in servant leadership. It starts at the top, and we work our way down. So it's about the guys at the very bottom that provide services to our city. So I'm just really excited.
And now let's move on to the consent agenda items that were up for approval during this recent meeting. Consent item H1 was to approve the meeting minutes for the September 6th regular City Council meeting. Consent item H2 was to consider the absence of Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Tracy Williams from the September 6th meeting. Consent item H3 was to consider approving an annual update of the Service and Assessment Plan and the assessment roll for Mercer Crossing Public Improvement District, or PID, pursuant to Chapter 372 of the Texas Local Government Code. Agenda item H4 was to consider approving a detailed site plan amendment for an office or warehouse building on an approximately 1.52 acre tract located at 13100 Sinlac Drive. And consent item H5 was to consider approving a detailed site plan for single-family attached townhome development, city park, and associated improvements on approximately 11.61 acres located at 1820 Whittington Place. And then finally, the last consent item, H6, was to consider appointing a representative from the Firehouse Theater to our Arts and Culture Committee. City Council approved all consent items unanimously with a vote of 5-0. Now, moving on, there were only two public hearing items on this agenda. Item I1 was to consider adopting a property tax rate of 0.589, which incidentally is the same as last year. City Council approved this public hearing item by a vote of 4-1. And item I2 was to consider amending Chapter 2, Section 2-581B of the Code of Ordinances to provide that any employee of this city who is a member of the Texas Municipal Retirement System is eligible to retire and receive a service retirement annuity if the member has at least 20 years of credited service. And City Council approved this public hearing item unanimously by a vote of 5-0. Now, moving on to the regular agenda items, agenda item J1 was to consider amending the Farmers Branch Code of Ordinances Appendix A fee schedule relating to fees established pursuant to Chapters 86 Utilities, Article 4, Service Rates and Billing Procedure, Section 86-276A and Section 86-276B to address a temporary rate. City Council approved this item unanimously by a vote of 5-0. Agenda item J2 was to consider approving and adopting a budget plan for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2022, this year, and then ending September 30th of next year, 2023, providing that expenditures for that fiscal year shall be made in accordance with the budget, appropriating and setting aside the necessary funds out of the general and other revenues of the City of Farmers Branch for the fiscal year for the maintenance and operation of various departments and for various activities and improvements of the city, and appropriating the various amounts required for such budget, and finally amending the 2021-2022 adopted budget. And City Council approved this item by a vote of 3-2. Agenda item J3 was to consider ratifying the property tax revenue increase reflected in the fiscal year 2022-23 budget. City Council approved this item also by a vote of 3-2. Agenda item J4 was to consider accepting the tax year 2022 certification of appraisal roll in accordance with Section 26.04B of the State Property Tax Code and to levy and adopt the tax rate of .589 for fiscal year 2022-23, that is tax year 2022. Incidentally, this tax rate represents no tax increase in the rate from last year. City Council approved this item also by a vote of 3-2. And agenda item J5, this is the last one, was to consider providing for a dividend from the surplus revenue from the general fund for the taxpayers of the city. And City Council approved this unanimously by a vote of 5-0. Now, as many of you know, this year's budget was the subject of much thought, reconsideration, and even modifications. And yet, there still was not unanimous support as evidenced by the vote. After the meeting, Mayor Dye offered his overall conclusion.
You know, in years past, sometimes we've had contentious budgets, more or less. This year, more so than others, but you know that's okay. It's a trying time, not only here locally, but in our economy, in the Metroplex, and in the entire country, and we feel that. And what council tried to do with this budget was find creative ways to give money back to our residents, whether that's through increase in the senior and disabled homesteading or exemptions, whether it's through giving money back through water credit, whether it's through the refund. Did it look the way that everyone wanted? Maybe not, but we felt that we took the necessary steps to give people the relief that they were seeking, while also putting the city in the best possible solution to succeed. And while some arguments maybe characterize what we were doing in a better light than others or not, I feel that there are so many different parts to this puzzle that aren't often explored, aren't explained in their full capacity by all council members, just because it's so challenging. That we have to take a look at all that, and that's what we do, and that's why it takes such a long time. That's why we have so many meetings. But I truly believe that the budget we put forth this year is the best one for the city. It's going to put us in the best situation long term. It's going to provide for all the amenities, all the services that we require, that we expect, and we're going to continue to deliver on that. And we're going to do so by being a city with low debt, still with a very low tax rate, and still a very affordable city for people to call home. And with that, I have a sense of pride.
And that will do it for this council recap. As a reminder, every regular meeting of our Farmers Branch City Council can be seen live on FBTV, that is Spectrum Channel 16 here in Farmers Branch, AT&T UVerse Channel 99 throughout the entire DFW Metroplex, or you can go online and watch it there at farmersbranchtx.gov. This meeting was also streamed live on Vimeo and YouTube. And this particular program, our council recap, will be made available every day at approximately 10 a.m. and then again at 2:30 p.m. right here on FBTV. The full City Council meeting will also be available for viewing 7 days a week at 6 p.m. Now, in the meantime, the next regular meeting of our City Council will be held October 11th, 2022, not the first week, but the second week, starting at 6 p.m. here at Farmers Branch City Hall. Now, please note that all of our meetings can be subject to change, so check the city's website for updates, or you can call us at 972-247-3131 for more up-to-date information. Until then, I'm Jeff Brady, and you are watching continuing coverage of our Farmers Branch City Council on FBTV. Please stay here.